Hello, everyone. I'm Iram Malik, and as many of you know, over the last few years, I've supported hundreds of students with a variety of online, live, and recorded classes and courses. And this is just a short recording to introduce and provide an overview for brand new course I'm launching this September, a live Cambridge iGCSE English language class. So to begin with, we'll have a little look at the format and style and structure of the course. So it's a live webinar style online group class. So similar in terms of delivery to the existing Key Stage 3 classes. Um, and you can attend live and or watch recordings. Each live session will be recorded. So if you prefer to watch recorded, if you prefer the recorded format, that's absolutely fine. Or if you just want to review, revisit, or catch up with any sessions you've missed for any reason, the recordings are there and available to all students. The course is taught over 5 terms, beginning this September through to December next year, and preparing students for the exams in 2027, so May 2027. So run right up until Easter 2027 in time for the exams in early May. The 5th and final term is going to be the exam preparation course that I currently run to support students with their exam preparation. The idea is for the course to build skills incrementally and cumulatively over time. So although each session will focus on a different text type and is a standalone session and self-contained, and each block is self-contained, students will have the opportunity to consolidate, reinforce, and develop their skills, knowledge, and understanding, and practice those skills crucially as time goes on. So they're prepared gradually for the examination assessment tasks. I'm going to be using a variety of different activities, both in class and outside of lessons, and including incorporating the flipped learning approach. And that involves completing activities in advance of sessions and assessing your own responses during class time. This is to develop students' understanding, awareness, and their confidence in their own work as well. There are 2 options available for this course. You can either purchase it as a block of sessions which you attend and benefit from through discussion, and the activities will complete inside and outside of classes within session time and also outside of that. But you can also purchase the option of tutor marked assignments. So there'll be two assignments based on past paper tasks to complete, one at the halfway point of each term and one at the end of term. The cost is £45 without the tutor marked assignments, or £85 for the block of 10 sessions each term, as well as the 2 mini mocks, which students will complete at those 2 points in the term. So let's think a little bit more about, I've already mentioned the fact that the format is similar to the Key Stage 3. You can watch live sessions, and you can also, everyone has access to the recording. So if you prefer the recorded format, that's not a problem. Lessons are once a week. Each class is 1 hour long from 9 to 10 a.m. on Mondays. All live lessons are recorded, as I said, so you can review and revise at any point. You don't need to attend live, I've already mentioned that. Each lesson in each block is self-contained, although skills do build over time. You can also therefore join at any point in the course, and you have the option to purchase recordings of the previous blocks that you may have missed and watch those in your own time. I designed this course really in response to requests from parents of students currently attending my Key Stage 3 classes. So the idea is that this is a live class option, bridging the current Key Stage 3 pre-iGCSE classes I run and the recorded courses and exam preparation classes that I offer as well. And because of the way that I've designed the course, it provides an ideal complement to the recorded course if you want to take that option as well. So if you'd like to have a comprehensive set of resources You can purchase the recorded course, and then if you want to add the live interactive element, you can join the live classes. And they work really well because they work on different principles. The recorded courses build the skills from the ground up. So work on building the skills from the basics, building up that foundation over time. Whereas the live iGCSE classes is similarly to the exam in common with the exam preparation course, takes a more of a reverse engineered approach. So we work through past paper tasks together, understanding what the requirements are to produce effective responses, increasing awareness, exposure, and understanding of different text types, the conventions, features of style, tone, register, vocabulary, and so on. For each of the different text types, and we work towards developing those skills. So and there's no overlap or duplication of material across the recorded course and the live iGCSE classes. So they work well together and I think complement each other well. In terms of style, I've already mentioned that the style is sort of similar in terms of delivery to the iGCSE classes I offer, but there are a couple of key differences. I mentioned flipped learning. So each lesson focuses on a key text type and the associated knowledge and skills required to produce an effective response. Over time, students will build a portfolio of skills and a collection of written work, which will help put them in a good position and stand them in good stead for iGCSE level work. And they'll be able to see progress in doing that, not just through the marked assignments if they go for that, but through their own written tasks that will be going over in classes and that they have the option to complete in their own time. So I mentioned there was a couple of differences between the Key Stage 3 / pre-iGCSE classes and the style and format structure of this course and the way it's delivered. So I'm going to be working on the principle of what I'm calling paired lessons. So taking a deeper dive into understanding different key text types. So we'll be looking at one particular text type over pairs of lessons. So in the first lesson of each of the pairs, each of the two lessons, we'll be looking at and discussing and studying an example of a key genre in order to understand the conventions, features of style, structure, and tone associated with this text type. Part 2 of each of the paired lessons is an opportunity to put into practice the skills that we've discussed in Part 1 through a variety of different activities and building awareness of how to apply those skills when writing an effective response. So part 1 is about raising awareness and understanding, and part 2 is about putting into practice skills acquired in part 1. And therefore, it allows us to sort of see a key text type more holistically in terms of analyzing and understanding the text, and also in terms of producing an effective response in that genre. And the picture there is about it's sort of to emphasize and highlight the importance of practice. So just like playing a musical instrument or any other skill in life, English is a skills-based subject. So plenty of opportunities to practice those skills will be provided both during lesson time and through follow-up activities. And activities I'd like students to complete in advance of lessons and bring their thoughts with them to the lessons, ready to share and discuss and contribute. So that brings me on to talking about flipped learning. What is flipped learning and how does it work? So I've thought long and hard about how to design a course that will empower students and give them the skills, equip them with an understanding and awareness of how to assess their own work. And that also makes it possible for me to offer these classes more affordably, because the marked component is, it's not weekly marked work, but it's also, there's 2 assignments that I mark for the marked option over the course of the term. However, there are lots of opportunities for students to complete work and self-assess with the tools and with the mark schemes that we'll be looking at together. So they're really taking ownership and understanding what's required and kind of approaching it from an examiner's perspective, almost understanding what examiners are looking for in order to produce an effective response. Okay, so that's the principle. So although students aren't required to complete lessons complete work, written work outside of lessons, they will get the most out of the sessions if they do in advance of the lessons and bring with them their work ready to share their thoughts, ideas, and notes. Now, having said that, as with the pre-iGCSE classes and the Key Stage 3 classes, there's no compulsion to complete written work or to contribute to discussions. The learning environment is relaxed and informal, as it is with all my classes, and that's something I'm going to keep for these classes too. So students can contribute as little or as much as they feel comfortable, and they can complete the tasks and just self-assess. The idea is that students are becoming aware themselves of how to produce effective responses and how to gauge the quality of their work. As I said, so that's where the emphasis is on empowering students to build their awareness and their self-confidence by including self-assessment tasks that will enable them to gauge how they're doing. And we'll do this by comparing sort of a model response. I'm going to be showing model responses of work I've written, but also students' work that I've marked over the years, in order to use these as exemplars and help the scaffold learning. I'll be going through these model responses against mark schemes, so that we kind of really getting to grips with what's required. As I mentioned, there are two tutor marked assignments if you take the marked option, and there are two mini mocks, one at the end of term and one at the halfway point. And as with all my courses, a range of learning resources are supplied for students to extend their learning opportunities and to explore using different formats, video content, and online resources to help them understand and gain increased exposure and awareness of different kinds of writing, different types of audience, and sort of learn holistically. So that's the end of my little video, summing up and sort of introducing, if you like, this new course I'm running. And I look forward to you joining me and supporting you in your young people. And as ever, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a message and via Facebook or email. And I look forward to seeing you soon.